So everyone, welcome to episode number 14 on my WCW A Done Deal game. We're coming off a really good show. I am Herd 85. We're now in June 2002. For those that want a quick recap, the last show, the last pay-per-view was my Big Bang number 2. So that is my now sort of anniversary show. Maybe you could call it a new WrestleMania. It's not quite Starrcade standards yet, so it's not really SummerSlam, but it is the anniversary show, and it got a 100. Sean O'Haire is your new world champ, part of the New Blood versus Old Guard storyline. What will happen in this show is some of the storylines will continue, but some are sort of being brushed aside a little bit. So we've got stuff like Booker T and O'Haire are going to continue for another month at least, but some of the Old Guard and New Blood feuds have sort of moved along a bit. Anyway, as always, a pre-show match. Psychosis defeats Super Crazy Juventud and Kaz Hayashi. It's got 61. Eight-man tag. Billy Kidman, Shane Helms and the Naturals beat CW Anderson, Finlay, Rotundo and Barry Windham. Hitting the Shooting Star Press, 65. So look at that, it's a classic. Not really New Blood Old Guard, but that's what I mean about pushing the young stars. You got 4 young lads there going over some veterans in the business, 65. So the main show, I was just sort of testing this one. Ric Flair and Kurt Hennig come to the ring, talk to the crowd. They're interrupted by the New Blood, Carino and Chris Kanyon, and they'll be saying stuff like, "Oh, you old fossils, get out that ring." Anyway, they agreed to meet later on, and it will be a tag title match. So Carino and Chris Kanyon will take on Flair and Hennig. That's a 98. So the start of Cesaro's rise. It's been on my roster now for a few months. I've just sort of been you kind of got to establish him a little bit before you can push him, if that makes sense. If you try and shove him down people's throat too early, it takes a while to get people over, let's just say. Anyway, an execute squash here. Cesaro wins with the neutralizer, 59. Booker T, Hogan, Page introduced Dusty Rhodes as the new member of the Old Guard. So the New Blood have Bischoff, and now the Old Guard have Rhodes. I got 100. Samoa Joe defeats Bryan Danielson with the Muscle Buster. It's got 78, and they also have pretty good chemistry. Bryan Danielson is at the getting established on the main roster phase before I give him a push. Matches like these will help. 78. CM Punk is backstage. He's bragging about beating Sting to Vampiro, knowing full well Vampiro has lost to Sting in the past. I got an 80. The Boss Man defeats Matt Sydal with the Bubba Slam, or the Boss Man Slam. It's got a 59. Bischoff and Dusty have a bit of a disagreement. Bischoff questions Dusty's decision about joining the New Guard. 74. I would say this is probably an upset and a decent match. AMW defeat DBD. Harris defeats Collar with the Death Sentence, 73. I've always liked AMW. You know, Shamrock here is sort of biding his time at the moment in the tag team. Backstage, Vampiro asks for a rematch against Sting, and this will take place on Thunder. So Vamps versus Vampiro on Thunder. A triple threat. Rey Mysterio Jr. defeats Jimmy Yang and Chris Candido. 74. So this is one of my new storylines, and you can already read what it's already going to lead to. War games here, so Hogan and Brown argue. Scott Steiner gets involved. Buff Bagwell, Conan, Shane Douglas, DDP, and Lance Storm. Got a 100. The next pay-per-view is the Great Americano Bash. And I will be doing a War Games. Hopefully. Apologies for the slowness here. I'm just doing a pre-book because I want to make sure I don't forget. Nothing like forgetting. So we're going to have War Games, Hogan, Scott Steiner. Conan, Monty Brown, Lance Storm, Buff Bagwell, Shane Douglas. Oh, nearly forgot DDP. So anyway, we're going to have a War Games match at the Great American Bash. David Boy Smith defeats Hayes with a running power slam, 76. Sean O'Haire comes to the ring, has had a big celebration set up. He shows off the new title, enjoying the moment. Booker T comes out, he's not impressed, but when he turns his back, Sean O'Haire blindsides him and beats him down. So this is continuing their feud. You know, when you come off a 99 match, I can't not book a rematch, really. So, just trying to mix it up a bit. If we've got a War Games, I can't go to OTT. So, what I will do, we're going to make it a 2 out of 3 falls at the Great American Bash. We're going to have a rematch, Booker T, Sean O'Haire. It's definitely for the world, maybe the TV title. Jeff Jarrett defeats Rick Steiner with a stroke, 72. And in the main event, the New Blood, Carino and Canyon defeat Flair and Hennig. Steve Carino picking up the win. The Old School Explosion following a distraction from Nigel McGuinness, following the New Blood Brothers. And we start with a relatively strong 85. So yeah, strong start. Raw's obviously got to a strong. Raw got 87. Jericho defeated Edge, which got 99. They keep getting 99 matches. Alright, what's I swear steroids is just constant on this game. So I was once asked a question on my YouTube channel about my developmental. So I'm going to just show you guys who I've got in development. There's my Canadian one, World Championship Wrestling Canada. So we've got people like Chuck Palumbo, oh wrong one, BG James, JB Noble, Bobby Roode's there, John Cena is there, Jimmy Jacobs, Jay Lethal, Kenny Omega, Damon Sandow, Mordecai, Mike Canales, Drew Galloway, Homicide, Roderick Strong, plenty for the female division as well. And then we've also got my World Championship Wrestling Power Plant, which has got a bit of a different sway on things with David Arquette, Tank Abbott, Jidrak, Stasiak, Sanders, Flair, Reno. Basically a lot of the low mid-carders that just sit. But I've also added Paul London, Finn Balor, Kazarian, Abyss, Colt Cabana, Chris Sabin, Carlito, Eric Young, Kevin Owens, Alex Shelley, Nathan Jones, Mr. Anderson, Giant Singers, the Great Khali. You've also got Matt Bentley, China, Mickey James. So my developmentals, you know, there's some strong candidates in there that can easily go onto any roster. It's 2002. You know, they need to improve, and unfortunately I don't want to job them out every single week because their openness is not good enough. 91 for SmackDown, The Rock and Triple H went to a no contest. Heat, Grandmaster Sexy lost to Farouk. So we soon got Thunder coming up. So I've just signed another one that's got to go to the power plant. His name's El Generico, otherwise known as Sami Zayn. So I went nuts at the All Japan Booker. Okay. WCW versus the World. China put a star performance. The main event, David Arquette defeated Finn Balor to retain the world title. That's right, people. Already, he's only been in developmental for 5 minutes, but he's already conquered the world heavyweight title. He defeated Brian Danielson, hence why I called him up to my roster. Right, so up next will be Thunder. Right, we are at Thunder. Got continuing on the New Blood Old Guard. Kind of reminds me of NWO. You could compare it to the front line against the main event Mafia in TNA. Anyway, Mike Rotundo picks up a pre-show win over La Parka, C.W. Anderson, Norman Smiley, Psychosis. There's a few people here that are probably going to be phased out of WCW. You know, to be honest, I kind of need a 3-hour show now. Anyway, Kidman and Mysterio defeat Naturals. Again, another tag team I like is the Naturals. 72. I like Kidman and Mysterio as well. Dusty Rhodes opens up the show. He books a 6-man tag. Silent Warriors will take on New Blood members Mike Awesome, Buff Bagwell, and Shane Douglas. 76. Cesaro wins again. This time he defeats Crowbar. Only got a 51. But you know, 2 wins in a row. Bischoff, Jeff Jarrett, and Monty Brown asked AJ Styles, the Cruiserweight champ, to join the stable of the New Blood, and he accepts with open arms. 85. So that now means the New Bloods have all the gold. I'm pretty sure they have all the gold. I'll confirm this afterwards. Dangerous by Design defeat the tag combo of Super Crazy and Matt Sydal. Shamrock crushes Sydal with the ankle lock. 55. Great chemistry, huh? Dustin Rhodes defeated Alex Wright with the Darkness Falls. 55. Following the match, Bischoff orders the Boss Man to attack and bloody Dustin Rhodes. Now that is because of Dusty deciding to join forces with the Old Guard. But this is going to lead to a classic match at the Great American Bash. Bossman will go one-on-one with Dustin Rhodes, and it's going to be the touch called the Bull Rope match, Texas Bull Rope match. 83. Anyway. Chavo Guerrero defeats Amazing Red and Kakash. 66. Cruiserweight match. Raph defeats Christopher Daniels with the Meltdown. 72. So this is the official contract signing between Booker T and Sean O'Haire. O'Haire signs the contract, Booker signs it, it's official, but O'Haire tries to attack Booker. The attack fails, and Booker leaves O'Haire lying. So a bit of revenge for Booker T. It's got a 100 again. So the third time in a row, Sting defeats Vampiro. I've also just changed Vampiro's gimmick to Evil Incarnate, which got a great rating, 81. Following the match, Sting is celebrating. Punk is flanked by McGuinness, Carino and Canyon. They attack Sting, but Vampiro refuses to join in and leaves, 94. Hey, Bryan Danielson in a huge match. He is defeated by Hulk, Hollywood, Hogan with the big leg drop, 57, sorry. You know, it's a Hogan match, isn't it? Lance Storm picks up a win over one of the old guards. Hugh Morris, Canadian Maple Leaf, great chemistry. Tap out, 81. Lance Storm got a performance at 893 there. Lance is massively over right now. Jeff Jarrett and Monty Brown, excuse me, see CM Punk and Vampiro arguing about Sting. They back off and decide not to get involved, 80. So this was my main event. The New Blood of Mike Awesome, Shane Douglas and Buff Bagwell defeat the Steiner Warriors. Awesome picks up the win with the Awesome Bomb. Got 74. Following the match, you know, they all start brawling away, as you do. 93. Only an 83 for Thunder. But hey, WCW's come a long way. 83 is still a good show. Just not anything above 85 is probably my high standards, to be honest. Shameful WWE trying to spread rumours about M Pro, that they're controlled by devil worshippers. Okay, a bit random. They went for the old dirty tactics there. So what else we got? We got Thunder, a retirement, a couple of retirements. Canadian Stampede. Mikey Whipwreck retains the world title. So my storylines, the hottest one going at a 99 rating is of course it's Sean O'Haire and Booker T. Got a bit of news. I'm starting to get people from developmental wanting to not be in developmental, but you know, I've got no room in the roster. Hector Garza there. Frankie Kazarian wins the X Division title of Chris Sabin. That particular match got a 60 rating. Tank Abbott and David Arquette defeated Finn Balor and Paul London in the main event. What tag team? Glacier there. So MLW are starting to sign up some good indie talent. Alright, I'm just going to have a little punt and hope they let me go 3 hours. So there is basically there's a network not let me do it, and it's Australia. and I've got to deal with them for the next 9 months. So unless I fork out some money to cancel it, it looks like we're staying 2 hours for now. It's okay. It's just an extra hour would make me use more talent, to be honest. 86 for the Japan show there, the Super Juniors. Tenzan gets his first reign as IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He defeated Virgin's, I don't know. Yushin Liger wins the Super J tournament, the Super J Cup. PG James was my MVP. King of the Deathmatch, Ian Rotten. CZW there. Disco goes to MLW. Doug Fully Fit. Chuck's going to be feuding with Lash LaRue. BG James against Elite Skipper. Rudy Boy Gonzalez taking control of Ring of Honor. Trent Asset storms out of CZW. See who else has been signed up. Any major names? Master P. He was part of that storyline when Kurt Hennig used to sing "I Hate Rap." No Limit Soldiers? Might be the No Limit Soldiers. Not 100% on that. Oil Japan signed someone. One of the Three Musketeers. He's currently at 0-1, so Carlos Colon, Fathers of Galito. So yeah, so far nothing over the top. Right, so up next will be Nitro. Okay, SmackDown. Nitro is booked. Surprising main event, I would say. Right, Kaz Hayashi. I left this blank. Kaz Hayashi defeats Chad Collar, Chavo Guerrero, Finlay, Matt Sydal in a pre-show. 62. Chavo was the better. To be honest, I thought Finlay would take that. Four-way tag match again as a pre-show. Steiner Warriors defeat Juventud, Psychosis, Wyndham Rotundo, and AMW. So they are probably the most over team in that match. Dusty Rhodes basically warns Bischoff and Boss Man he's going to make their life hell. Now I'm back, Daddy, and I'm gunning for you. You tried to take away my career and you failed. It's my turn. 80. They were turned off by having jobbers on the main show. That's because they're all quite low for overness. Cesaro defeats Super Crazy and La Paca, only at 23. Freestyle angle, basically Bischoff and Dusty Rhodes agree to a one-on-one tonight featuring a new Bubbling member versus the Old Guard member. Should probably rephrase that, but never mind. Kurt Hennig defeats Bryan Danielson with a Henningplex, 57. Backstage, Eric Bischoff's hanging out with Shane Douglas, Lance Storm, AJ Styles, Jeff Jarrett, Buff Bagwell, Mike Awesome, and Sean O'Hare. He asks for someone to step up to the challenge tonight, and Buff Bagwell steps forward, 87. 10-man tag. The heels against the faces, of course, Dave Smith, Hugh Morris, Mon Savali, Shane Helms, Jimmy Yang, Chris Candido, CW Ensign, Hayes, Kid Cash, and Samoa Joe. And Joe picked up the win over Helms with the Muscle Buster. First time Joe's been in a match for a little while, 66. Nigel McGuinness comes to the ring. He sets out an open challenge for anyone to face him. The US champ's a bit confident, 73. His challenge in the non-title match was answered by Ken Shamrock. Shamrock makes McGuinness tap out to the ankle lock. It's got 74. So I tried to see what this would be like for a feud. Nigel McGuinness is being helped to the back by Carino and Canyon. Shamrock watches on, smiling, because he's just beaten the US Champiano in a non-title match. This is only going to be a short feud, but Shamrock will get a US title shot now at the Great American Bash. Hogan's backstage with some of the Old Guard members. We've got Flair, DDP, Mysterio, Kidman, the Steiner Warriors. And Hogan said he will lead by example tonight. 87. Tag match. Wow, that's pretty cool. Vampiro and Punk showed excellent chemistry teaming together. Sting and Conan defeat Vampiro and CM Punk. Punk again makes Vampiro tap out. 80. Following the match, Vampiro and Punk again are arguing about Sting. It's got a 90. New School, New Blood versus Old Guard. Monty Brown defeats Raph. It's got 71. Oh wow, this is worse than I expected. Not sure why. Anywho, Sean O'Hare jumps Booker T backstage, throws him into the women's locker room, where Stacy Keibler and Tori Wilson were standing partially clothed. Only got 67, and Booker T and Sean O'Hare come out looking excellent. So I wonder what dropped here. Penalised for the language problems, maybe, could have been. We're in Puerto Rico. Main event, Buff Bagwell defeats Hulk Hogan using the ropes for leverage. 74. Hey man, a win's a win. 80 for the show. To be honest, I was taking a massive gamble going for Buff Bagwell against Hulk Hogan in the main event. You don't hear that very often. So yeah, I'm not overly disappointed. Saw Randy Orton's name come up. I wonder why. Is his contract coming up? No. Who knows? Randall Keefe. Randall Keefe. Fine. Alright, let's have a look. See the news. Raw got a 90 from Quebec. Triple H and The Rock. 99. Stevie Richards damages elbow. Merrill there to MLW. Johnny's a bull. So just having a little look-see. Julio De Niro there. Matt Cross. Orlando Jordan. Well, that looks like Gerald Briscoe, but it is a rookie apparently called Justin Moran. He's okay. He's got average stats, to be honest. SmackDown. Alright, SmackDown got an 89. Scott Hall defeats Shawn Michaels in the main event. So Shawn Michaels is back wrestling. IWA is now out. Edge becomes a brawler. Just basically MLW, IWW, and Ring of Honor. Just Bobby Fish there, just signing some talent to their roster pool. wonder how big effect that had on my storyline, because my world title was 99. Even with a 67, it's still a 98 feud. Alright, Sabin and Deverett, Finn Balor that is, become the tag champs. So we had them being Stasiak and Jinrak, and in the main event David Arquette defeated Paul London. That David Arquette is back in the WCW World Royal Hawk very carefully. Political alliances in WWE apparently. As much as I love the Road Warriors, I like my Steiner Warriors. Right, so up next will be Thunder. Okay. Thunder is ready. Still dominated by the Old Guard New Blood feud. The Naturals defeat the Young Dragons, and the Enforcers chase Stevens, picking up the pinfall after the Natural disaster. Technically, they were the worst performance in the match, but 60's good. Davey Boy Smith defeats Barry Windham, former NWA World Champ. Again, this was a pre-show. Dusty Rhodes gets attacked by Bischoff and the Big Boss Man. Seeing the assault, Dustin Rhodes comes running in and fights them both off, saving his dad from a serious beating. So, reuniting Dustin and Dusty as we build towards the bull rope match. AJ Styles defeats Chad Collar with a spiral tap after his manager Sable interferes. 56. Ken Shamrock defeat Hiroshi Hayes with the ankle lock. That's got a 76. Following the match, the champion Nigel McGuinness floors Ken Shamrock and poses with the US title over his fallen body. 83. Chris Daniels picks up a little win over the Amazing Red. 58. Vampiro defends his hardcore title for the first time against Crowbar, Rotundo and La Parka. Hits the nail in the coffin, gets the win. Following the match though, Vampiro gets attacked by Sting. Bit of revenge. He's beating away at him. Out comes CM Punk armed with a chair. He slides in the ring, takes a swing at Sting, who steps aside at the last second, and the chair nails Vampiro, who slumps to the ground as Stinger escapes. So Punk and Vampiro cannot get on the same page. 99. Kidman and Mysterio defeat AMW. Kidman's gimmick's getting stale. Good match though, 79. Definitely a worthy tag title match. Another big performance from Bryan Danielson. This time Lance Storm picks up the win over him with a spinning leg lariat. 81. Considering how over Bryan Danielson is, and he's only an opener. No, very good rating. So just to recover some of the heat for my feud, the old classic one I like, where two superstars are about to face off on opposite side of the ring. A whole host of superstars separate them, you know, that classic where they're huddled in the opposite corner. 100. I was tempted to put this as the main, but I backed out on it. Probably note this for the future. Scotty Steiner defeats Monty Brown with the Steiner recliner. 85. Following the match, Brown and his goons, Bagwell, Douglas and Lance Storm, beat down Scott, but Hogan, DDP and Conan make the save, sparking the 8-man brawl, leading up to their War Games 99. Yeah, tried to play a bit safe. I went Ric Flair in the main event. So Mike Awesome, Jeff Jarrett gets beat by Ric Flair, and Kurt Hennig 74. And La Parker was slightly overused. Okay, if you say so. 84 for the show. So still maintaining pretty good averages on the weekly shows. I love it when people moan about each other. Incident involving Vampiro, steroids again. David Boy Smith is the same. Every week for David Boy Smith. Okay. Jamie Noble smashing it in my developmental, it looks like. Aid Vanson, the man that had that one and only cameo on SmackDown. Spellbinder. Rocky Romeo there. Zebra Kid. Spud. The rock star himself. Oh, look at that. Okay, cool. Little bit of advertisement for EWR. What a game, what a game. Abdullah the Butcher retiring. Chris Sabin the standout. Fear of the Dark. Horace Hogan there. Rodney. Oh no, the posse. Irish Whip Rep Wrestling, I think IWW is. That would be a guess. New Japan got an 85. New Japan only ever have 2 matches on their show. Tajiri missed a show. My developmental had Rebellion. Tank Abbott in the main event defeats Paul London. Kazarian over Alex Shelley for the X Division title. Same day as the Canadian had the show. The Canadian. Should I bring Tatanka in for some cameo work? Nah, you're right, mate. Rampage Brown there. Okay, quick looks every week. Keep asking to be promoted. WWE keeps saying the same thing. Evan Courage is there. Alright, up next is going to be Nitro. Alright, welcome to another Nitro. Nitro. Okay, so Nitro is booked, ready to rumble. Starting things off with a pre-show battle royal featuring a whole host of superstars. Samoa Joe picks up the win, eliminating David Boy Smith last. 65 for that one. A 3-way tag. Wow, I left this blank thinking the Steiner Warriors were going to win this, but the Enforcers pick up an upset win here. defeating Chris Harris, 71. And as much as I like the Steiner Warriors, they're obviously the older generation, but they're still good. So, again, I'm planting the seed here for a potential new feud after Booker T, obviously. So this got a 100. Basically, Ric Flair challenges Sean O'Haire tonight, and both titles will be on the line. Sean O'Haire, being a young little badass that he is, accepts the challenge. Tag match. Buff the Stuff, Shane the Franchise defeat the Naturals, 76. Shamrock is waiting for Nigel McGuinness to arrive. The car pulls in. It appears to be McGuinness, prompting Shamrock to spring an attack. He drags the target from the vehicle, realising it's actually Christopher Daniels. Regardless of this, Shamrock gives him a parting kick in the midsection. Now, because it's for the sake of storyline, Ken Shamrock will face Chris Daniels on Thunder because of this, and it will continue my storyline as well. Shane Helms picks up a very good win here over Chavo Guerrero Jr. after he hits his vertebraker, 77. Mike Awesome, this time he gets the chance to face Daniel Bryan. He wins quite quickly with the Awesome Bomb, 59. That's a lot higher than I expected. Dustin Rhodes finds Bossman backstage, beats him up, him some revenge, 96. Very high rating. Who'd have thought 96 for, well, technically it's Gold Dust and the Big Boss Man. Promoted from Developmental, the Prince of Punk, Shannon Moore, takes on Rey Mysterio. Mysterio picks up the victory, 79. Shannon Moore got a well booked segment apparently. So I was just testing O'Haire's promo skills out because he has been improving. A lot of the time I book his angles based on Menace. I only got a 65 there, so he isn't ready to use the promo stuff yet. Entertainment angles. Tag team action. Excellent, excellent. Booker T and Raph in action together. Defeat Punk and Vampiro. Following use of a foreign object. Okay, yeah, that's not what I set, but never mind. Booker T gets the win. Following the match, Vampiro and Punk get into an argument. Vampiro tries to calm Punk down. Punk thanks Vampiro for his trouble and slaps him across the face and storms off in a huff. So Vampiro and Punk of the New Blood are not getting on. That's got a 90. Jeff Jarrett defeats Alex Wright with a stroke, 77. Conan defeats Lance Storm, quick roll up, 81. And then all hell breaks loose. Conan, DDP, Hogan, Scott Steiner beat up Lance Storm, Monty Brown, Buff Bagwell, Shane Douglas, continuing the War Games storyline, 98. Main event. I was hoping for higher, but never mind. O'Haire was visually tiring before the end. Oh well. 80. Sean O'Haire defeating Ric Flair. First world title defense, fourth TV title defense. Following the match, Booker T floors the champ with one of his belts, then grabs both titles and stands over, holding both titles high in the air. 100. Wow, big 87, highest rated one of the month so far. It also included a Booker T showboating with both titles. Booker. So still getting lots of so I just got I always laugh at him. So Hogan doesn't think Helms is very charismatic. Scott Steiner doesn't think Lex Wright is very charismatic. But CM Punk says James Storm is money. Strap a rocket to him. Edge beat The Rock 99 on Raw. WWE Raw got 90 by the way, and we got an 87. So even though I had my best show of the month, Raw had an even better one. Why is Punk raving so much about James Storm? Has he improved much? I can tell you that his brawling skills are pretty damn good. Definitely over the last year he's got good. He got good. Just his microphone skills need to improve a bit. But they'll come in time. Sean O'Hare, smashing it. Got title prestige. World titles 85, TV titles 85, tags 80, US 82, hardcore 70, cruiserweight 70. And I can confirm the New Blood. New Blood hold all the gold. The New Blood is rising. Lay the SmackDown. The moving times. Oh, that's a shame. Brian Adams has just come out as being flabby, but I've demoted him to my developmental now. '88 for SmackDown. Edge and Christian, Drew, The Rock, and Big Show. Apparently the quality of the show's been bad, yeah. So I've demoted him. Brian Adams is in rehab at the moment, but I don't know how long he's going to survive on the roster now. Ref's doing a pretty good solo and has good chemistry with Booker T, so yeah. Alright, looks like we've got a new champion. New Divas champion as Yami Okar wins the title for her third time. So she was the original champ, lost to Alpha Female, won it back, lost to Vesna Bodlik. I mean, she's only in her rookie year, so, and once I finally establish a women's division, she'll be featured. Skills are looking alright. She's also one half of the tag team champions, so she's a 3-time Divas champ, and she's a 2-time tag champ, but 2 different people. She's been tag champ with Natty Neihard and ODB. Interestingly, my tag champs are Sabin and they even use them as a tag team. Sabin and Balor. Alright, WCW versus the World. Sabin and Balor were in the main event, retained the tag titles. Chris Saber, HWA, Lance Cade. I'm sure that is WWE developmental, to be honest with you. New duo, Team Symphony, Mickey James and Gail King, and Paul London and Kaz Hayashi. Yeah. Demote Kaz Hayashi. Sheamus there. Really? Devon Storm? Suppose this crowbar gimmick was alright. Anyway, let's do another Thunder. And the early book match is Shamrock versus Christopher Daniels. Okay, we're getting there with Thunder. Only 1 week away from a pay-per-view. So Bit of a mixedy one here. Trio match. A triple threat 6-man. The team of Red Yang and Helms beat Hayes, Wyndham, Finley, and Seidel, La Parker, Crazy. Got there in the end. Amazing Red with the code red, 63. The second pre-show match, Wrath defeats Chavo Guerrero with the Meltdown, 71. Main show, continuing on from the New Blood Old Guard War Games storyline. This time it's the combination of DDP and Shane Douglas agreed to meet later on one-on-one, and that got a 99. These two feuded about a year ago in one of my early videos for the US title. So I think the highest match was 80, the lowest was about 75. Kidman defeats Psychosis. I got a 57. Freestyle segment, basically Eric Bischoff tells CM Punk and Vampiro to get on the same page, 76. Bryan Danielson picks up a victory. He defeats Mike Rotundo with the fast roll up. So I did bring Rotundo in. Obviously, you can see now he's there to help put over some of the younger guys, 56 there. A new storyline here, just testing the waters. Major Guns is flirting backstage with Ric Flair, 62. Samoa Joe defeats Road Warrior Animal with a Muscle Buster, 69. Freestyle segment, Jeff Jarrett and Booker T are arguing. Dusty Rhodes books a match. Oh, and it's inside a steel cage, 100. Triple threat cruiserweight match, Mysterio defeats Kid Cash and Shannon Moore with the 74. CM Punk and Vampiro do get on the same page. They ambush Sting backstage, leaving him lying. A 98. So this was my pre-booked match and I didn't click, but it's fine, it wasn't shoved in the main event. Ken Shamrock defeats Christopher Daniels with a belly-to-belly suplex, 69. Following the match, Shamrock's being attacked 4-on-1 because McGuinness, Carino, Canyon get involved, but Shamrock's buddy Chad Collar comes and makes the save, and it actually surprisingly got an 80. So we're gonna go one off for the next one and put Chad and Shamrock. Let's go versus Carino and Canyon on the next show. I can always, you know, it doesn't have to be a title match. I'll think about it. It might be a title match. New Blood Old Guard match here. Henning, Dustin Rhodes, and Hugh Morris defeat New Blood members AJ Styles, Chris Harris, and James Storm. Dustin pins Storm with the Darkness Falls, 71. A big step up for Cesaro here in competition. Scott Steiner beats him with the Steiner screwdriver, 78. So pretty cool for Cesaro to step up there. Ric Flair's in the ring. Out of nowhere, Mike Awesome attacks him and beats him up. It's brutal. 93. So yeah, Ric Flair's now feuding with Mike Awesome. Technically this is potentially the main event. DDP defeats Shane Douglas with the Diamond Cutter, 75. Because the Booker T Jeff Jarrett match never happens. As you can see, Sean O'Haire, Jarrett Brown, Lance Storm and Bagwell swarm the ring and attack Booker T. Unable to fend off the aggressors for long, he's outnumbered in the cage. He gets lowered. Despite overwhelming numbers, Hogan and DDP rush down with weapons in hand as backup, but are unable to breach the cage and prevent Booker from further punishment at the hands of the group. So to end Thunder with a 95, the New Blood do a number on Booker T inside the cage, and that got an 84. Got a return from someone, and he's going straight into storyline. There he is, Lex Luger. I personally think it's obvious who's going to help. As long as he can survive like a couple of weeks would be nice. Every time he gets I start using him, he gets some sort of issue. God, do you remember Lex with the long hair? Wolfpack Luger. So I'm going to insert him straight into the storyline. He'll be helping out his buddy. Right, so Thunder got an 84, we were excellent. Jamie Noble always stands out. Let's have a look at Jamie Noble. There you guys. He's getting better. He's got good chain wrestling, good aerial ability. What we got here? Noah got a 91, had a 99 main event. Wow. Chris Sabin a star. Main event Arquette went over. Finn Balor. Chris Sabin was the standout. He was against Johnny Swinger. You know, it's quite hard to predict on this game. You know, who's going to come good through developmental and stuff like that. New Japan, 83. Noah, 80. Vader's and Noah, huh? I forgot about that. CML got 75. Had a couple of title changes on their show. I am path to greatness. Okay then. And George Animal Steele's left the business. Chad Weeks is rising. Yeah, God, that was an obvious one. Sheamus signs for Irish Whip Record. Alright, up next. Oh, tomorrow. I thought for a moment Nitro was next. WCWC changed. The night the world changed. Well, the main event got 52. Jamie Noble defeated Mikey Whipwreck. No title changes though. New head booker and MLW. The death of XPW, so that's now closed. Kurt Hennig. The more he gets pushed, the more nervous he gets as he feels he needs to prove more. That's quite interesting. So my top 5 franchise players: Booker T, Hogan, Flair, Sean O'Haire and Jeff Jarrett. Sort of torn with what to do with Jeff Jarrett at the moment. Right, so up next is Nitro. We have Collar and Shamrock against the tag champs, and I'm sure I'll think of some other matches. Alright, Nitro is booked. The last Nitro before the pay-per-view. So we've got a 6-man tag pre-show. Dustin, Rhodes, Rotunda and Wyndham, the veterans on the roster, defeat Super Crazy Alex Wright and Jimmy Yang. Dustin Rhodes has a big match at the pay-per-view, so I just needed him on the cards, build a little bit of momentum. 70 there. Proper 6-way match here, pre-show. Bit of a mix of talent from cruiserweights to heavyweights. Dave Boy Smith defeats Hugh Morris, Chavo Guerrero, Chris Candido, Kid Cash and Finlay. The hitting his running power slam. He's probably a good contender for the old school group, to be honest. Dave Boy Smith. See how the storyline progresses, I guess. So main show, AMW picking up a win over the tag combination of Evan Bourne and Daniel Bryan, otherwise known as Matt Sydal and Bryan Danielson. Just to get them featured, 57. Gotta just appear sometimes on the main card to get over. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. Major Guns orders Mike Awesome to attack a bloody Kurt Hennig, taking him out. 79. Tag title defense. The New Bloods, Steve Corino, Chris Kanyon defeat Shamrock and Chad Collar by using the ropes for leverage, and he actually pinned Shamrock. We had Nigel McGuinness run in and attack Collar. This is because McGuinness has got his US title defense against Shamrock soon. 76. Following the match, Dangerous by Design aren't happy and take out some punishment over the New Blood members there. So that's 87. Triple Threat, Raph defeats CW Anderson and Hayes with the meltdown. 73. Good win for Raph. Building up the feud, Bossman and Bischoff have an interview which they taunt Dustin Rhodes. 79. Samoa Joe, I've put this as a domination performance, so it's a very one-sided match. He defeats Crowbar, Muscle Buster, 60. 3-way tag match. Stereo and Kidman, the Naturals, and Juventud and Psychosis, and I actually gave the win to Juventud here. And Psychosis, they cheat to win, but a win's a win. 75, good match. The Old Guard get a bit of revenge backstage and beat up, well, go to beat up Monty Brown, Lance Storm, Buff Bagwell and Shane Douglas, only to end up getting beaten down themselves. That's a bit embarrassing for Hogan. Crew, 98. Didn't click, huh? Christopher Daniels defeats Shane Helms with the Last Rites, got a 61. Cruiserweight title, well, not cruiserweight title, but a cruiserweight match. Ric Flair, after witnessing what Awesome did to Kurt Hennig, challenges him to a match. He responds with a brawl, classic brawl, and we will book a one-on-one for the Great American Bash of Ric Flair versus Mike Awesome. Sting defeats AJ Styles by disqualification when Vampiro ran in and attacked Sting. We also had Punk join in. 76. Sting's being attacked by both CM Punk and Vampiro. Seeing the assault, Luger comes running to the ring, fights them both off, saving him from a serious injury. Luger challenges Sting and Vampiro to a tag match at the pay-per-view. They accept. It's showtime, folks. Classic Sting phrase there. So at the pay-per-view, American Bash, CM Punk and Vampiro versus Lex Luger and the Stinger. 94 is pretty good. This was the main event. Jeff Jarrett teaming up with Sean O'Haire defeat the Steiner Warriors. Sean O'Haire defeating Road Warrior Animal with the Widowmaker 82. Following the match, Booker returns and him and O'Haire won't stop fighting despite attempts from security to break him up. It's an all-out brawl. 100. 86 for the show. Chug collar slightly overused. It is only a low Mikada, that's probably why. So yeah, overall good show. Good show, my friend, good show. Typical Raw. I think Scott Hall defeats Chris Benoit. I got 98. They got an 88 for Raw. I got an 87. I think I have a good one. Raw one-ups me. New world champion. Glacier's the world champion in TCW. That's Dusty Rhodes' spin-off promotion when WCW did actually end back in the day. So this European wrestling promotion is closed. Sting's got divorced from his partner. SmackDown 88 Undertaker Kurt Angle, no contest. 97 main event. He's always Demon Linker. I can't wait to try and get him back. No Ricky Knight there. There will be a time where we become strong again and I can raid WWE now, I suppose. Got a few requests to be promoted from developmental. The answer will be no. Chris Sabin there, standing out in developmental. Arquette defeated Paul London in the main event. Chris Sabin, who was he against? He took on Frankie Kazarian. And for the X Division title, Kazarian retained 61. So my development's looking promising. Right, the go home show before the pay-per-view. Up next will be Thunder. Alright, so here we go. The final Thunder of the month. Starts off with a 6-man tag for the pre-show. Kid Cash, Juventud and Psychosis defeat Seidel, Crazy and Yang. 61. Match just for Lex Luger, just to see what his performance is like since he's been away for a little while. Not the most amazing match. 54 here. Maybe got two over 45-year-olds here. Torture Rack win 54. Main show, Dustin Rhodes calls out the Boss Man. As soon as Boss Man appears, he gets jumped by Dusty, who's been lying in wait. So the Rhodes get a bit of revenge on the big Boss Man. 84. Tag team match. Both teams have excellent chemistry. AMW defeat the Motor City Machine Guns, who I borrowed from developmental for this match, just to give them a bit of TV time. AMW picking up the win, 56. Swaggio defeated Norman Smiley, also got a 56. Luger and Sting are in the ring. As soon as Sting grabs the mic, CM Punk and Vampiro hit the ring and beat the hell out of both of them. Punk picks up the mic and accepts the challenge. That's the tag challenge they had, basically confirming the match for the Great American Bash. 88. Davey Boy defeats Finlay. 67. Fatal 4-way match. Shane Helms defeats Crowbar, Cesaro and Shannon Moore when he hit the Nightmare on Helm Street on Shannon. 64. Nigel McGuinness calls out Shamrock. His music hits, but it's an impersonator. He's got Canyon to proceed to make fun of him. It stops when the real Shamrock appears, and he ends the segment brawling with Nigel McGuinness. 91. Big win for Hayes here. Picks up a win over La Parka. Northern Light Suplex. 70. Ric Flair attacks Mike Awesome, but ends up getting beaten up for his trouble. You tried, Rick. You tried. 98 though. Tag match. Steiner Warriors beat the Enforcers. Rick Steiner wins with a fast roll up. We don't get many of them. 71. New Blood Old Guard match here. Jeff Jarrett with AJ Styles and Steve Corino defeat Billy Kidman, Rey Mysterio, and Hugh Morris, with AJ Styles picking up the win after hitting a style clash on Hugh Morris. The General there not doing so well. 76. Another sort of chaotic scenes. O'Haire and Booker T finally come face to face. They pause, set themselves up, charge. Numerous wrestlers, including Red, Cesaro, Juventud, Shannon Moore, Super Crazy, Ryan Danielson, just try and break him up. It's got a 100. This is actually my main event. Oh wow, that's pretty cool to know. Excellent chemistry for Lance Storm and Monty Brown. So Hollywood Hogan and DDP defeat Monty Brown and Lance Storm when a diamond cutter was hit. Post match, basically the 8 guys for the War Games match. 99. 81 to finish off the show. You know, probably due to the angles were great, so it was clearly due to the match ratings. Need to start getting over 80 now in the main event. Oh, hello, what's this? Bret Hart has suffered a stroke. Oh. He's left paralysed on Monday. Blood clot. Hart will remain in hospital 3 more weeks. I didn't know that happened in real life, so it's quite interesting for me to read that. Alright, what else we got? Bit of Thunder. 81 we got. Bobby Roode, star of the show. Scorpio Jr. at CML. Miss Natural has won the women's title in My Developmental. She beat Angel Williams. For those that don't know who Angel Williams is, she is otherwise known as Angelina Love from The Beautiful People. Just wanted to have a quick look at Alex Shelley. So just doing one match, basically jobbing, has put his over and us up quite a lot. By about 10. Same with Saban. So I'm, you know, with Saban's actually a tag champ in developmental. So Saban's actually a tag champ with Finn Balor. So yeah, that's interesting to know. Developmental don't really want to do what I want them to do. Don't matter though. The whole point of developmental is to make them better stat wise. Heavy Metal wins the Triple R World Title. He won it at their Triple Mania. Got 68 at that main event. So AAA got 72 for their show. I don't really know much about Mexican wrestling, but 72 is not bad. My developmental got 48. Mark Jindrak defeated Chris Sabin in the main event. So Chris Sabin, having one appearance on the main roster, gets the main event slot. So we are 1 day away. Violent J wins the title for MLW. Cool. So Ring of Honor gave Johnny the Bull the world title and Matt Striker the pure title. My developmental, Chuck Palumbo. Randy Orton there, an OVW. There's your poor pure champion. Le champion. Right, up next, the Great Americano Bash. Right, just finishing up now. The Great American Bash 2002. Hopefully it's a good one. Alright, this is technically a pre-show but not a pre-show. With the New Blood picking up the win. They defeated Sabin and Deverett, Psychosis and Juventud and the Naturals. Obviously I wanted just to get the show off to a strong start, and that's exactly what I did. 74. Hennig defeats Bryan Danielson with the Henningplex. Again, technically a pre-show but not, but it's before this bit with the hyping. Joey Styles, Jerry Lawler, hyping everyone on the show. 88. So the main show, we have a cruiserweight match. Bonus match, you can call it. Helms defeats Yang, Moore and Chavo. 68. Promo from Vampiro and CM Punk on Sting and Lex Luger. 94. Just to throw all these people on the card, Raph defeats Hayes, Collar, David Boy Smith and Candido. 73. So we got a version of the New Blood against a version of the Old Guard, and I would say this is an upset because AJ Styles, Daniels, AMW and Samoa Joe defeat the Steiner Warriors, Billy Kidman, Rey Mysterio and Hugh Morris. Samoa Joe gets the win over Hugh Morris with a Muscle Buster. 77. Bossman goes backstage and attacks Dusty Rhodes and beats him up before his match. 85. However, Dustin Rhodes was the one that picked up the win thanks to interference after he touched all four corners, thanks to interference from Dusty. And they actually have some great chemistry. That's pretty cool. 76. US title defense. Nigel McGuinness defeats Ken Shamrock. This got a 84. Big victory here. Backstage we're with the New Blood stable. They're just hanging out. 82. Ric Flair in an exceptional match defeats Mike Awesome with a surprise cradle. Just wanted to keep this feud going really. Flair getting sort of the roll up victory here. 75. Sting and Luger are beaten by CM Punk and Vampiro. CM Punk making Luger submit with the Anaconda Vice. 83. Out with the old, in with the new. A bit of a angle with the Old Guard, basically. 97. So this was the War Games match. The New Blood, Monty Brown, Lance Storm, Shane Douglas and Buff Bagwell defeat the Old Guard in Hogan, Conan, DDP and Ken Scotty Steiner. When Lance Storm defeated DDP with submission when he had the Canadian Maple Leaf locked in. It's got an 85. This is probably the biggest match rating a lot of the Old Guard probably get these days. Main event, not quite as high as the last time they fought, unfortunately. It was always going to be a gamble. Sean O'Haire defeats Booker T in a 2 out of 3 small falls match. 2 falls to 1. Winning the first fall. Booker got the second, and then the final fall happened when he hit the Widowmaker. Retains both his titles. 89. So he just needs a bit more stamina, Sean O'Haire, for the longer matches. 89. Following the match, he stands over the fallen Booker T. 90. For the show, 87. Again, Chuck Collar was used too much apparently. And just pointing out some people as good examples. But yeah, overall not too shabby. Obviously coming off the back of a 100 pay-per-view is always going to be hard. But 89 is still pretty good. Right, let's see what the so halfway through. So Hogan was injured, by the way, in the War Games match. Cracked sternum. He's out for 3 weeks. Let's quickly do something to my roster before I'll have a little run through it afterwards. See how the openness is doing. Right, let's go. Wrestler of the year so far: Triple H, Noah. Tag Team of the Year: Mossman and Muta. Candidate of Match of the Year: The Rock versus Jerry Lynn. Awesome. Show of the Year: it's got to be in it. Big Bang number 2. That was my 100. Nigel McGuinness is on course for Young Wrestler of the Year. Scott Hall is on course for Veteran of the Year. Kira Hikaru for Female, and Independent Ernest Miller. There's the injury. Billy Gunn wins the King of the Ring 2002. The King of the Ring final, if you're interested, was Billy Gunn defeated William Regal. I got an 84. On the same show, Triple H defeated Chris Benoit to retain the world title. I got a 99. Always getting a 99. So I got an 87, and King of the Ring got a 95. Wow. It's a quick rundown of the rest of the news, but to be honest, I think that's it. New Japan Crisis. Let's have a look why they've fallen to cult level. That's all. They've only fallen to cult. Although I will do a sneaky attempt takeover. No, they're not that bad enough. Anywho, we'll end it on here. Thank you again for joining me. I'm Herd85, and as always, take care.